Welcome to Natural English Talk.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Natural English Talk. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake. It's good to be here with you all.
Today, we are going to explore something very quiet, but actually very loud in its own way. We're talking about self-talk.
That running commentary in your head, the voice that never really stops talking to you.
Exactly. And it starts so early, doesn't it? I was noticing this just this morning, the very moment I opened my eyes.
Before you even got out of bed?
Before my feet even touched the floor, the alarm went off, I opened my eyes, and the first thought wasn't, "Good morning," it was, "You are already tired."
That is such a familiar feeling. It's almost immediate. For me, the script is usually, "You're running late."
Is that true? Are you actually late?
Usually, no. I have plenty of time. But the feeling is there. It's a tightness in my chest. The day hasn't even started, nothing has happened yet, but my internal voice is already telling me I'm behind schedule.
It's strange how convincing that voice is. You believe it instantly. You're standing in the bathroom, brushing your teeth, and the internal monologue is just listing problems.
Right. You look in the mirror, and instead of just seeing your face, you hear, "You look exhausted. Today is going to be a long struggle."
It sets the tone for everything. You haven't had your coffee, you haven't spoken to a single human being yet, but you've already decided the day is going to be difficult.
I catch myself doing that while I'm looking for clothes. I'll look at a shirt and think, I should have ironed that last night. Why am I so disorganized?
There is a real tension there, because part of you wants it to be a fresh start. It is a new morning, the sun is up, but the self-talk is dragging you back to yesterday or worrying about the future.
It's like carrying a heavy backpack before you've even put your shoes on.
That's a great way to put it. You are physically just standing in your kitchen making toast, but mentally you are already fighting a battle.
And if you stop to think about it, it's mostly just noise. But in that moment, at 7 a.m., it feels like the absolute truth. It doesn't stop when you leave the house, though. If anything, it gets louder when you get to work.
That is where the stakes feel higher. I had this experience just last week. I made a mistake on a document I was working on.
Was it a big mistake?
No, that's the thing. It was tiny. I used the wrong date in the first paragraph. It was the easiest thing in the world to fix.
But your internal reaction wasn't small.
Not at all. The moment I saw it, the voice didn't say, "Oh, let me change that." It said, "You are careless. You are incompetent."
That jump is so fast. You go from making a simple typo to questioning your entire career in about 3 seconds.
It really is an exaggeration. It's catastrophic thinking. I felt this wave of heat go up my neck. I froze for a second.
I hate that feeling. The physical reaction to a mental noise. And the strange part is looking around the office while that is happening.
Yes, I looked up and my colleague was just typing. The office was completely peaceful. Nobody was looking at me.
But inside your head, there's a fire alarm ringing.
Exactly. There's this friction between the outer reality, which is boring and safe, and the inner reality, which feels like a disaster.
It takes a lot of energy to maintain that mask. You have to act calm and professional while you're internally shouting at yourself.
And even after you fix it, the feeling stays, doesn't it? I deleted the wrong date, typed the right one, and hit save. The error was gone. It existed for maybe 30 seconds.
But the feeling of incompetence hung around until lunch.
It really did. It's like a shadow. You start double-checking everything else you do. You lose trust in your own brain.
That is the worst part. You become hesitant. You stop trusting your instincts because that voice is whispering, "Watch out, you're going to mess up again."
And you wonder, does everyone feel like this? Or am I the only one who feels secretly unqualified?
I think most of us feel like we are just pretending to be adults who know what we're doing.
But it's not always about competence, is it? Sometimes it's just about making a simple choice.
Oh, you mean shopping? Because that is my personal nightmare.
Yes, the paralysis of small decisions. I found myself staring at a computer screen last night for 20 minutes trying to buy a new kettle.
Just a kettle? To boil water?
Just a kettle, but the self-talk was so intense. Is this one reliable? Is it too expensive? Does it match the kitchen? What if it breaks in a month?
I do this in the supermarket. The toothpaste aisle is the worst. I stand there looking at 30 different boxes and my brain just freezes.
and you start questioning your own judgment over something that costs $3.
Exactly. The voice says if you pick the wrong one, you're a fool. It feels like a test.
And the longer you stand there, the more uncomfortable it gets. You start thinking that other people are noticing.
Yes, I feel like the security guard is watching me on the camera thinking, why has that man been holding 2 bottles of shampoo for 10 minutes?
It creates this absurd pressure. You feel like you need to make the perfect choice, but there is no perfect choice. It's just shampoo.
But the self-talk treats it like a life or death situation. It says, don't make a mistake.
And then, when you finally pick one and put it in the basket, do you feel relief?
Not really. I usually feel a little bit of regret immediately. I walk away thinking, maybe I should have taken the blue one.
It's that fear of future regret. We're so afraid of being wrong, even about the smallest things, that we torture ourselves before we even buy the item.
And honestly, 2 days later, I don't even remember which one I bought. The mental energy I wasted was worth more than the product itself.
It's exhausting, and that critical voice follows you into places that are supposed to be good for you, like the gym.
Oh, the gym is a playground for self-talk. It's loud in there.
It really is. I went for a run in the park yesterday. I was feeling good, actually. I was proud of myself for getting out of the house.
That's the hard part, just getting there.
Exactly. But then another runner passed me. She wasn't even running that fast, but she looked so effortless.
And the voice started?
Immediately. It said, "Look at you. You are struggling. You are breathing too loud. You look ridiculous."
It turns a moment of self-care into a competition that you didn't ask for.
Yes! Suddenly my run didn't count anymore because someone else was doing it better.
I get that when I'm lifting weights. I'll be using the small weights, feeling fine, and then someone stands next to me lifting something huge.
And you feel small.
I feel invisible. My internal voice says, put those down. You're just pretending. Everyone can see you're weak.
It's so cruel. You are there to get stronger. You are doing the work, but the voice makes you feel like an imposter.
It makes me want to stop early. I'll actually finish my workout sooner just to get out of that feeling.
That's the conflict. You want to feel proud for showing up. You want to say, "Good job, me," but the embarrassment overrides the pride.
And the funny thing is, that other person, the fast runner or the strong guy, they probably aren't looking at us at all.
They are probably listening to their own self-talk about their own insecurities.
But we are so convinced that we are the main character in a comedy that everyone is watching.
It doesn't even stop when the social interaction is over. In fact, that is when the real analysis begins.
Oh, the replay button. I know this very well. You go out for dinner with friends, you have a nice time, you laugh.
And then you get into your car, or you get on the bus to go home, and suddenly your brain starts editing the film.
It zooms in on one specific thing you said. I did this last weekend. I made a joke. At the time, everyone laughed. It was fine.
But in the replay,
it sounded aggressive. My self-talk said, "Why did you say that? That was rude. They probably think you are mean."
that is fascinating. The memory actually changes. You rewrite the tone of your own voice. You remember an awkward silence that never happened.
Yes, I convinced myself that there was this long, painful pause after I spoke, but in reality, the conversation just kept moving.
It's almost like we are looking for evidence that we failed. We scan the whole evening, ignore the 3 hours of good connection, and find the 5 seconds where we felt weird.
And then you physically cringe. You're sitting alone in your room, safe, but you feel this wave of embarrassment wash over you.
It's so unfair to ourselves, because if a friend said that same thing to you, you wouldn't think twice about it. You'd probably forget it in 10 minutes.
We hold ourselves to a standard of perfection that doesn't exist. We want to be charming and witty 100% of the time.
And when we aren't, we replay the tape over and over, trying to fix it in our minds. But you can't fix a conversation that is already finished.
That's the trap. You're stuck in the past, rewriting a script that nobody else is reading.
But there's another side to social life where the self-talk gets very dark very quickly. It's when the social life disappears.
You mean when plans get canceled?
Yes, it happened to me on Friday. I was supposed to meet a friend for a drink. At 6 p.m., I got the text message. "So sorry, I can't make it. Something came up."
My initial reaction to that is usually pure joy. I love it when plans are canceled. I think, great, pajamas and a book.
Me too. Physically, I was relieved. I put on my comfortable clothes, I made tea, it was perfect. But then the silence settled in.
Ah, I know where this is going. The interpretation.
The interpretation. The voice started whispering. Why did she cancel? Is she really busy, or does she just not want to see you?
It transforms a scheduling conflict into a personal rejection.
Exactly. I was sitting on my sofa, warm and comfortable, essentially getting what I wanted, a quiet night alone, but emotionally I felt unwanted.
It's that fear of being the plan B. The voice says, they found something better to do. You are boring.
And suddenly the book I was reading didn't feel interesting anymore. I felt lonely, even though 5 minutes ago I was happy to be alone.
It's the narrative we attach to the event. The event is neutral. Friend stays home. The narrative is negative. Friend hates me.
And it's so hard to turn that off. I spent half the evening checking my phone, waiting for, I don't know, reassurance?
You wanted proof that you were still liked.
I did, and it ruined the peace. I had a free evening, a gift, and I wasted it feeling like a victim.
We're so quick to assume the worst about ourselves. If you canceled on her, you would know it was just because you were tired.
Right. If I cancel, it's because I'm exhausted. If she cancels, it's because I'm unlovable. The double standard is incredible.
It only gets worse when the lights finally go out. Bedtime.
Ah, the end of the day. That should be the most peaceful moment. You are safe, you are warm, the day is done.
But your brain takes the darkness as a signal to start the night shift. It pulls out a clipboard and says, okay, let's review everything you didn't do today.
The to-do list transforms into the did-not-do list. You didn't pay that bill, you didn't call your mom, you didn't finish that email.
It's relentless. I'll be lying there, my body is heavy, I am physically ready to sleep, but my mind is racing around the track at full speed.
It's a very specific kind of anxiety. It's not panic, it's just restlessness. It's a feeling that things are incomplete.
And then the regrets start. Not big regrets, just little things. Why did I eat that second piece of cake? Why did I watch TV for 2 hours instead of cleaning?
It's like a courtroom trial where you're the judge and the defendant, and the trial is happening at 11:30 p.m.
And the worst part is the pressure to sleep. You look at the clock, it says midnight, and the self-talk shifts to, if you don't fall asleep now, you will be wrecked tomorrow.
Which, of course, wakes you up even more. You start doing the math. Okay, if I sleep now, I get 6 hours. If I sleep in 10 minutes, I get 5 hours and 50 minutes.
You are bargaining with your own brain. Please just shut up, just for 8 hours.
But the voice says, no, we have to solve this problem from 2019 first.
It is so lonely. The whole world is quiet. You can hear the traffic outside or the wind. Everyone else is resting, and you are stuck in this noisy room inside your head.
But even when we do get things done, even when we actually achieve something, the voice doesn't always go quiet.
That is the ultimate trick, moving the finish line.
I had a moment like this on Saturday. I finally organized the messy drawer in my kitchen. You know, the one full of batteries and old keys.
The junk drawer. Everyone has one. It's a chaotic place.
It is, and I spent an hour on it. I threw things away, I wiped it down, I put everything in little containers. It looked perfect.
That sounds incredibly satisfying. You must have felt great.
I felt great for exactly 10 seconds. I closed the drawer, and my self-talk immediately said, well, that's just one drawer. The rest of the kitchen is still a mess.
It minimizes the win. It takes your effort and makes it look small.
Yes, instead of saying, good job, you fixed a problem, it said, why didn't you do this 6 months ago? You're so lazy for waiting this long.
It frames the achievement as a correction of a failure rather than a success. You were just catching up to where you should be.
Exactly. It doesn't count as progress, it just counts as not failing anymore.
I do this with reading. If I finish a book, I don't think I learned something. I think, finally, now I can start the next one because I'm so behind on my reading list.
We rob ourselves of the satisfaction. We don't let the good feeling land. We treat ourselves like employees who are always on probation.
And again, imagine if a friend showed you their organized drawer.
I would be so impressed. I would say, wow, that looks amazing. You inspired me.
But for ourselves, the bar is so high that we can never quite reach it.
Even when we jump over it, the voice says you didn't jump high enough.
It's a hard habit to break, but maybe just noticing it is the first step. Just hearing that voice and realizing, oh, there it is again, the critic.
Recognizing that the voice is not you. It's just a pattern. It's just noise, like the traffic outside.
And we don't have to believe everything it says. We can just say, thank you for your opinion, and go back to sleep, or go back to enjoying our clean drawer.
I like that. Thank you for your opinion. Polite but firm.
I think that's all we can do. It's a daily practice.
It really is. Well, I think that is a good place to leave it for today. We've listened to enough voices for one episode.
I agree. Thank you all for listening to us today. It's always a pleasure to share these thoughts with you.
We hope you have a calm week and maybe be a little bit kinder to the voice in your head. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake. Thanks for listening.
Bye for now.